Morning. Good morning, good afternoon, guys. How are you today? I wanted to hop on and talk Real Housewives, and I have to get ready to be somewhere, so I thought I would do another video where you could just get ready with me today. I'm gonna get my hair just cleaned up, curled up a little bit, head to the baseball fields. But I did this before a couple of weeks ago, and I got a lot of good feedback from people that just enjoyed chit chatting while I'm getting ready. So let's talk Housewives. But before we do, of course, everything in this video is alleged. Make sure that you hit the like button because it definitely helps my videos. And make sure you subscribe to my channel because I do all of my tea through my YouTube channel before I take it to all my other avenues. And my phone's gonna die soon, so that should be fun. Okay, guys, let's talk. Who do you want to talk about? New Jersey? I'm not surprised. Everyone wants to talk about New Jersey, right? So much going on right now, and here we are stuck waiting for the reunion. Allegedly a 3-part reunion. We're getting clips here and there. We did get a 6-minute clip of Teresa's wedding before the episode aired. So I'm thinking that we likely are going to get something before next week because we still have basically a whole week to go before we're going to get to see the first part of the reunion. We're seeing a lot of juicy clips, but we're seeing Andy Cohen really showing us a different side of himself. Don't you guys think? I mean, we know that sometimes Andy will get short tempered. I've posted videos before of him at different reunions and just shady things that he has said or his most memorable moments on reunions. And I always get a good response, but just seeing what I'm seeing in the clips, I have to say I am surprised. Andy always took a liking to Teresa. He was always very nurturing with her. I don't know if it was the prison. I don't know if it's because she is an OG and they've known each other for so long, but he always, I think, had a special place for Teresa in his heart. And I don't know what has transpired, but it just doesn't feel that way. It certainly doesn't feel like he's welcoming Louis um like, hey man, so glad to see you with Teresa, she deserves a good guy. We don't hear that. We just keep hearing like, oh well, Teresa, we hope you're happy. Like, it's just strange. I don't know what's going on. I can't put my finger on it. I think that's why I keep talking about it, because it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Now, Jacqueline was over here. She was doing interviews with, not interviews, but she did an interview with David Yontef and Kim D from Behind the Velvet Rope, and they dropped the podcast. And it was interesting because Andy Cohen is basically saying, I can't believe, Teresa, you're going to believe Jacqueline, all this after all this time. And he's sort of discrediting Jacqueline, which is really surprising because I know that Jacqueline, cried a lot and they tried to make her sound like she was like a little bit off her rocker or whatever. But I think Jacqueline is a pretty honest person. And I do think that the Gorgas likely took advantage and played Teresa and Jacqueline against each other, right? Of course they did. Let's think about this, guys. We've talked about the fact that hypothetically, if the Gorgas did have anything to do with turning in Joe Giudice, right? Which I have to get into this with you guys, okay? I may just add this to my Manzo series because we have to talk about this, okay? So the woman who was allegedly responsible for turning the information over to the FBI about Teresa and Joe was a woman named Monica, allegedly. And she represented Joe Giudice's ex-business partner, whom was mad at him over money and a loan that he claimed that Juicy Joe had signed his name to. Now, here's the thing. Either Juicy Joe was so good at what he was doing, or it really wasn't that illegal, because she even said herself, it took her a long, she gathered all the evidence for the FBI basically and put together everything that they needed to show that allegedly Juicy and Teresa were breaking the law. Like, it wasn't like the FBI came across it and was like, oh shit, these people are breaking the law. We got to find out what's going on. It was like people were calling them. People like Monica were putting together their own file on Teresa and Joe and the things that they were doing that were allegedly illegal. So could Joe Gorga have made the initial call? Could he have given information to Monica that she gave to the FBI because he knew Juicy Joe's business tactics? Why did he know his business tactics? Because Juicy Joe said he taught Joe Gorga everything he knew. He taught him how to flip houses. He helped him flip his first house. So if anyone knew how Juicy Joe operated business-wise, it would have been Joe Gorga. Think about that for a second. Think about that. Now, the business partner, the ex-business partner, was pissed. And I'm going to tell you that because if you guys go back and watch, you will see that Chris, Jacqueline's Chris, tries to talk to Juicy Joe on 2 different occasions on behalf of this guy that is nameless in the episode that claims that Juicy Joe owes him money. And Juicy Joe, the first time Chris brings it up on camera, Joe kind of blows it off. The second time, Juicy Joe says, tell him to go F himself, basically, right? On camera, okay? So I can see that the ex-business partner was probably coming after Joe, right? But like, that hard? I mean, I think that she worked a lot, like months and months gathering information to try to show where Juicy Joe was breaking the law. Because if you guys remember at that time, that's when the housing market was, everyone was doing that thing where the lenders were lending more money than the people could afford, and they knew it and they did it anyways. And that's potentially what caused the crash in the housing market around, like, what was it, 2006 or 7 or 8, I don't know, 9, whatever it was, around there. And so was he just doing what everyone else was doing and it really wasn't illegal at that time? I don't know. I'm just saying that to write it off as if it's impossible that Joe or Melissa had anything to do with it, I think is the joke of the century. That's what I think is the joke of the century. To sit back and think that Melissa and Joe had nothing to do with the case against them, against Teresa. I don't believe that for 1 second. Because, you know, we've talked before, guys. If you hypothetically say, and let's not forget Melissa's family is like a well-oiled fucking machine. I don't even use the word effing, and you guys know that, but they are. They are a machine, okay? Like, they treat Melissa like she is a paycheck to them too. like they do anything strategically to keep her good on that show, especially when she first got on, because Teresa was the OG. So they felt like they really needed to make sure that they were looking out for Melissa, because they felt like Teresa was coming after her, but she wasn't coming after her, right? But yeah, if you go back and think about when Teresa got in trouble and you look at the cast, there was no competition. Melissa had no competition. Once Teresa left, that it was just Melissa. She had no clue that Bravo was going to hold off production. Like, I think her and Joe thought that that was going to be their show, that they had gotten rid of Teresa and Joe. Because there was nobody else. There was Amber, and there was the twins. Remember the twins? I kind of like the twins. The one twin, I think her boyfriend had like slept with her mom or something. I just always remember that because it was so crazy. But that's like such a New Jersey thing. Like, and that's not an insult. That's just, I knew a woman who slept with, you know, her daughter's boyfriend. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, it's such a New Jersey thing to me. Don't get mad that I said that, guys. I love New Jersey. I'm close to New Jersey. Like, I'm a very Italian. My father was first generation. Like, I get it. I do. I just try not to use that as an excuse for bad behavior, you know? But yeah, I think that they thought that they could take over the show. I think they thought if they could get Teresa and Joe in trouble legally, then they would be the ones left on the show. And if you guys go back to my Instagram page on HW Historian, I posted a clip, and it was like the first day that Joe had went away. It was like Teresa was home, because when Teresa got home, her and Joe got to spend like a month together, the holidays, like Christmas, before he had to go turn himself in. So cameras filmed Joe and Melissa coming over to Teresa's house. They label it like Joe's first day away. And guess what Melissa brings? She brings Chinese food. She brings Chinese food. It's so funny. That made me laugh so hard. And she said it like 100 times. She was like, oh, we have enough Chinese food to feed an army. I hope you guys are hungry. We got all this Chinese food. Because you guys know the rumor, right? The rumor was always that she never cooked, that it was always Chinese food and pizza, and that Joe used to always complain, and that she actually doesn't know how to cook. She just kind of lied to us over the years. Oh, it was funny. It was funny. It was funny. I can't help it. It was funny. But with all this New Jersey talk, I'm like missing Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm gonna get on that, guys. I promise. Because I heard there's like stuff going on with Marlo, and I heard there's stuff going on with Candy, and I also heard that like Jason Lee and Marlo did an interview like trying to really, I don't want to say take Candy down, but to, I don't know, to do something to her because they're mad at her. Marlo and Candy, I guess, are beefing. That's not a good beef at all. I wish Marlo and Candy wouldn't beef. I really wish they wouldn't, because they have so much in common, and they could both do a lot of good considering their backgrounds. And like, Marlo's another person who got a second chance after getting in trouble, and if you guys remember, they tried to humiliate her with all of her mugshots as well. So I just think that they could do a lot of good together in Atlanta. I think they could help a lot of people, but obviously they need to make a show. They got to bring it. We've been waiting a couple of seasons to really see if we're going to get a Real Housewives of Atlanta all-star team here put together, hopefully soon, and hopefully it's a good season. But the Marlo Candy, it's going to get rough. It's going to get mean. It's going to get real mean, because Marlo is like Nene. She's going to go so deep. I'm telling y'all. Anyway, guys, make sure you comment. Let me know if you guys are watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then, of course, your opinions and thoughts on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And have a great day. Thanks for getting ready. What do you guys think? You like my hairs? Look good? Oh, what's this hair? Where's that? Uh-oh. I'm going to have to fix him. But other than that, not so bad. I have my little Housewife Historian t-shirt on. So cute. I can't believe that hair. I missed it. My goodness. My curling iron's still on? Yep. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. Anyways, how about happy, what is today? Thursday? Tomorrow's Friday. TGI. Uh, Bye, guys.